Luckily, GM sells these frame sections. I just cut straight down on both sides. I have a GMC Yukon here. This one is actually going to be getting a new front frame section. It got hit down low in the bumper, bent up these brackets, which are not that big of a deal. But the problem is it somehow caught these pieces on the bottom and almost tore them off. You can see how it's torn out right here. This one's not as bad. This one's the worst. And as stout as these frames are, trying to get that to come back and straighten out, being high strength steel that they are, it just wouldn't happen. Luckily, GM sells these frame sections, and these are actually pretty straightforward and simple to do. It comes with a sleeve made in it. So once I measure this out and make my cut, I just cut straight down on both sides, get this piece off, and this new section will actually slide inside the existing frame, and I'll weld all the way around once I get it measured out and sitting right where it's supposed to. They even sell these with instructions, but it's pretty straightforward. So they have a bunch of different ways you could measure this out to find out where exactly to cut. I already measured this side and I made a couple marks, so I'm gonna lay out my tape line to cut on, and I'm gonna cut it, leave a little extra just so I can trim it back just to be safe so I don't cut too far. So I have this frame piece just sitting up in place right now, and I'm going to use our measuring system, and first I'm going to go ahead and match this to the vehicle. So I will go to 5 points in the center section of the vehicle, and then I'll match the system to the car. Then I'll be able to go to the front of the vehicle and measure that new frame section. Now I can come up to the front of the vehicle and I'll see exactly where this frame piece is sitting. I'm pretty confident I'm gonna have to trim the car back just a little bit because I think it's gonna be a little too far forward because I cut it a little long. But it's better to cut it long than too short. So it looks like, just like I expected, I'm gonna need to trim about 4 millimeters off of each of these. So I'm gonna lift this back off, and I'm gonna cover up our measuring ladder because I don't want to get any debris and mess up this track right here. And I'll go ahead and trim this back just a hair, about 4 millimeters. See here that I put a 45-degree bevel on the end of the frame rails as well as on the new piece. I'm going to change the way I have this set up just a little bit. Then I'm going to sit my new piece back up in there. I have this one measuring out perfectly, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some tack welds around each side just to lock it in place.